Welcome to another NQ Ninja video where we're going to show the review of January 13th, Tuesday, January 13th. I'll also go over my daily post of this morning and kind of how those played out. Again, I'm recovering my voice from this past weekend going to a football game. So let's kind of talk through it. So what did I see today? So in this morning, I posted that around 8:30 we had news that really pushed us up out of this support demand zone. And so what I put here was on the 30 minute, we really created a bottom, what I call a double bottom, a double. We call this a W pattern, where we go down, we attempt to push up, we fall back down one more time, and then we break out of that. And that's what we got. And so what I was saying here was basically there's this, if you look at it, there's this wick that we see here. And so with the market, these wicks actually have to be filled at some point. And so being this is a 30 minute, I knew it could be later, but it felt like there was a lot of strength here. So typically in the mornings when we get a larger move, we will get that move in one direction. We'll get it actually going against us and then go back again to fill that wick. So that's kind of what I talk about. If you haven't seen these posts, make sure you check these posts out. They are super helpful for the day. This one is the weak scenario, so I posted that as well. So if we were weak, we might find some micro weakness, and that's what we actually did during the day. So both of these things I called out actually happened during the day. So let's kind of look at that. I did actually pass an eval today, and so I did post that as well. So a Lucid Flex account. So I did trade on that for my day one of 5 days for trading on the actual account. So I started that today. So let's go ahead and move over to the charts and just kind of talk through it. So what did I see? So the first thing I want to show you is the daily. So the daily today was showing it's this previous candle, right? The one that you're seeing now is for the January 14th. But for the 13th, you can see kind of what we did, right? So we did break above the previous high. So that indicates strength. And we did kind of come down to this zone. Now, I want to show you something else. I don't always do this, but I'm actually going to turn on my 5 EMA. So this is my daily 5 EMA. The 5 is actually respected pretty well on the charts. You can see when we get above that, a lot of times we'll use that as a level of support. So we had that. But then also I want to show you, I'm going to turn this off. I want to show you the 9 and the 20 and the VWAP. So this is kind of my main bread and butter when it comes to moving averages. And so I want to show you this because this really played out well today. So what we saw was yesterday we had this large wick that goes all the way down to here. See that? Huge wick. And so today we broke up, then we actually broke down to fill around half of this wick, around half of it, right? And where that put us at was actually right on the 9 EMA. And so once we hit that 9 EMA here, you can see we really bounced off of that. And I'm going to talk through that. So this candle from today, sorry, the trading view doesn't circle well, but this is actually a sign of strength, even though it's a red candle. And red candles actually can be healthy if you kind of know what you're looking for. But in this situation, it does look healthy. And so I'm going to go ahead and just take off these moving averages to make this easier to see. So let me go ahead and go down into the 2 minute. I'm really going to kind of dive in smaller and talk about this morning. So this morning, where are we at? All the way back over here. So this morning would be right here is where this happened. So we had news that came out at 8:30. You can see that right here at this 8:30 candle, right? That pushed up. Now, before this, we were just in this channel. right here, right? So if I kind of zoom out, I just want to show you this, okay? And on the higher time frames, you can see it even more. But there's a lot of liquidity in this zone, okay? Again, right here, a lot of liquidity that's happening within this area. So I knew that if we could break out of this area, that we probably were going to get a nice move one way or the other. And so a tall kind of a sign here that I used was we did move out of this. So we broke out of this channel up, which was a nice sign. And then we pulled back. So I'm going to go again. I'm a multi-frame trader. I'm going to show you something here on the 15. So let's go ahead and look at the 15 here. So kind of zoom out, and I'm going to take this and delete. But what you can see here is that there's this huge wick right here, right? So we actually pulled back, and what I started to see was we started to find support off of this channel. You can see it. We're finding support. Now this is the 930 candle, so there's some volume, but even with that, we pulled down, but then we pull back up, right? So I was noticing this channel, and I noticed that we were forming support. Now let me go back down to the 2-minute and just kind of talk through what to look for and how to take this trade, right? Because this was the only trade I took today to pass that account. So what I did was I said, okay, we're creating this kind of channel, if you will, right here. Oh, sorry, that's not it. We're creating this channel. So let me go ahead and just create that right here, right? So this channel, all this is a controlled move to the downside, right? To then, in most instances, break up. Now, I did notice that we started to kind of make this area where we weren't really moving. And this typically happens right before open. And then what I noticed is around 9:25, we'll start to really get a move. And then you can see what we started to do. We started to kind of move up off of that. And so with this, I actually took this trade. I took my trade around this 960 level. And my goal was to take it to around this 23 level. So right here. So I did stay in this trade. It came down, but we still use this as support even at open. And because of that, actually I let this play out. I didn't hold my trade. I think the word hold a lot of times is used the wrong way. I wasn't hoping and holding. I was staying in my trade knowing that I was letting it play out. And again, it did move up, but I want to show you something. So this did play out, that wick play that I was talking about on the 30-minute. So on the 30-minute, this was a large wick, right? It did play out to the upside, right? We filled that wick. I'll show you that here. So here we go. Let me scoot over. And there it is, right? So this wick right here is the wick I was saying that we probably are going to want to fill. And so that was kind of what I was playing. And you might ask, well, why did I take it to where I took it, right? So I'm going to go back down to the 2 minutes. Sorry, I'm going back and forth here, but I'm just trying to show you all the different things I'm seeing on the different time frames, right? This is all scalable. It all works the same. So what I saw is this candle right here, this yellow candle you're seeing is what's called a no wick. There's no wick on top of this candle. And so this has to fill, meaning some point we have to come back up and get up to at least this level to fill it, right? So what we do is I created my target to be right there. Now I knew we probably might go higher to kind of create this, and that's what we did. But I wasn't greedy and I didn't take it too far. I just took it to this level. I think that put me, typically I'm going for 200-300 on my eval today. On one of them, I hit 200. On the other one, I hit 800. And the 800 is the one I actually passed. So we did get that, but then look what we did. we actually filled what I was talking about as well on the weak side. We actually fell back into the channel. So we created this top up here, right? And then we move all the way back down into the channel, which is a really nice move here. Now, during this, I wasn't playing anything. I was just kind of watching this move. I was looking for when could I pounce to take another play. I didn't take anything else, but actually I did see some things. So the other thing I want to kind of talk through here, and then we can kind of talk about tomorrow really quick, was this support level here. And so what we did was we moved down. We created support right here. We attempted to move up. We couldn't do it. We pushed back down. We have another double here. And right here, I was talking to some people on Discord about this could actually move up to create like this W pattern. And sure enough, exactly what I thought came all the way back up here, which would have been a really nice runner if you had that to the upside. So that was a really nice play there. I would say that's probably the other play on the day that I really liked. So that's kind of what I saw for today. If I move on to what could we see for tomorrow, right? So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out and let's just kind of look at this. So right now it's kind of ugly what we're seeing. I'm letting this kind of play out a little bit. I do want to look at it on the daily one more time. So what I could see here is that we maybe we come down some, kind of fill this wick a little bit more down here, and then we try to push up off of that, create a green candle to the upside. So let's see if we get that tomorrow. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I would watch this zone down here to see what we do. Again, in the morning I'll post the charts and kind of what I'm seeing. But I think that's a good opportunity for us to maybe take a long out of this to the upside. But just kind of watch that. The other thing, let's see, kind of looking at here is we're really just kind of chopping right now in this area. There's not really anything that's really nice looking. So I'm probably going to just sit on my hands for a while. Sometimes the best trade is no trade. Okay. So I'm not going to trade just to trade. I want to have a good setup and take that setup based on what I see. So that's kind of what I'll look at. I will post around 9 o'clock Eastern time, if strong, if weak, based on what we're seeing. After 8:30, when there's sometimes news that manipulates the market a little bit, I'll post some stuff there. Other than that, have a good night, and I will talk to you guys later on.